What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for January 1st. It's the new year 2026. Connor, how you feeling, bro?
I'm doing good. Yeah, nice to have a few days off. Took it very easy on New Year's Eve. Didn't do a lot. Just played games. Slept in today, so it's just nice to kind of hit a refresh point, start the new year off, getting a few days, and going right into Co-op 64 Day. Very exciting,
dude. It's here. It's finally here, and we're performing for you, sort of vibes.
We have to learn the next verse.
Yeah, it's the next verse of the DK rap. It's time to start learning that. How long do you think it takes us?
I feel like it took us a few months to learn the second verse. So I would assume a similar amount of time.
I'm gonna guess we learn it by February 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, last day of February, we'll have that thing on lock. Dude, yeah, I'm stoked for Co-op Day. This is 2 days before Co-op Day because, of course, we have Co-op Day is 2 days, and then Game of the Year pod is tomorrow, and then this is today. And this is a weird news week because we're kind of doing 2 weeks worth of news because last week we didn't do any of the major stories. Also, we flew out the day that 007 got postponed and everything, so we're going to bring that story in there too.
And it's the beginning of a new year and the end of last year. Like, not a lot of news happens in general, so you got to take what you can get. And there was a decent amount of news.
I'll tell you this much: like, you can tell because certain websites are not reporting. Like, certain websites are not doing reporting right now. Like, it's wild to me because once again, if you don't know, the industry shuts down for 2 weeks.
I feel like the world shuts down for a week at the end of the year. It was weird going to work this week and driving home and having the highway be like there'd be no traffic on it. It was really nice. It usually takes me 30 minutes to get home. It took me like 12.
It's limbo. We were all in limbo. We are now out of limbo. We have broken out. We're still kind of in limbo until the weekend.
Until Monday we will be back into the normal flow of things. But with busy season and like coming out of that and me just being like tired and done with it, and then going into vacation mode and going to see family, which you would think would be relaxing, it is in fact not relaxing. And then coming back here, and these are my like few days of relaxation, and in those few days of relaxation I have to film the Game of the Year podcast, I have to finish out a few games, we're doing this today, we're doing Co-op 64 Day, and then I have to go back to work on Monday, and it's like, well, I'm never gonna get a good reset actually.
It never stops, especially in this industry where it is just go, especially with you still having the day job and everything. This week has been crazy for me because Sunday and Monday I was up till 3 a.m. Tuesday I was able to get a good night's sleep. I finished the 2026 video. I'm very excited about the 2026 video. It's going to be awesome. Connor was singing.
It turned out way better than I thought it was going to, and not that I thought it was going to be bad or anything. It's like we just went really crazy last year with the Patreon announcements and the new podcast announcements that we're taking a little bit of a step back, but even with that in mind, I think it's delivering the goods.
The fact that we have a graphic at the end of it that's like, here's a bunch of the new stuff we're doing, and like that graphic's full, like it's not like I was like trying to fill space or anything. It's pretty impressive.
And if you're watching Sun Free feeds, you already know what's going on, but if you're watching this on Friday, look forward to that announcement on Saturday.
It's gonna be awesome. And then this posting on Monday, just as always, little time capsule. Thank you for your support over on Patreon and over on Co-op 64 Days.
It's always really cool that we finish Co-op 64 Day, and then as we go off air, we get to post the Game of the Year discussion on Patreon. That's really cool.
It's the last thing that we always wait till 10 a.m. And I think it's a great refresh point too of just like, this is the new year, Game of the Year happens, and then like I mean. You brought up Monday, the Monday after Co-op Day and everything. That's when like everyone else in the industry is back in office. I have to fire off like 30 emails about like just like upcoming stuff that I'm like, we got to get this done. We got to make check in with this person. We got to make sure that this is happening this year and all this stuff. It's going to be an awesome year in gaming. Like 2026, I'm feeling more and more confident, especially as I'm preparing next week. We're doing predicting every Metacritic for 2026 games. It's like, there's a lot of fucking games.
I don't really agree. I was doing my anticipated list and I was going over what has been announced and what has dates, and I was like, man, it's really kind of stacked up in the first few months, and then once you get into April, May, it's like, okay, it starts to fall off a little bit, and then after that, it's like Phantom Blade 0 in September and GTA 6. And then otherwise, it's like there's a lot of games that are announced that don't have dates. But still, even with all that in mind, I feel like there's not a ton. There's a good amount. I'm excited for a lot of it, but it's not like overwhelming like it felt like this year.
You got the big four from Xbox. You got the big four from PlayStation. You got the big three from Capcom.
Yep.
You got Nintendo with Mario Tennis, Rhythm Heaven Groove, Tomodachi Life,
Fire Emblem.
and then Fire Emblem was the big one there. And then like there's sporadic ones like Phantom Blade Zero and like 007 Verse Light in there. Then I'm like, it's gonna be a pretty big year.
I mean, every year I feel like has a ton of high quality games. I feel like if you're into games, like it's impossible not to be satiated with quality titles. Do you have your list made for anticipated?
Yep. Yeah, I went and there's a couple things. You brought up Phantom Blade Zero. Totally forgot about that game.
Yeah.
I made this one while I was on my phone and compared to my laptop. This is a fun little behind the scenes. I do my best work on this laptop. Mm-hmm. My second best work area is my like 2 monitor setup. When I do sit at the 2 monitor setup, Connor, I've noticed that I start to do all right, Daddy's home, get it going. You know, the Iron Man moment. It's just 2 monitors. It's so good. And then my worst work setup is when I have to send the occasional email. Or I don't know if Connor knows this. I've posted 2 things on Patreon from my phone this year just because like we needed to get something up really fast. It works. It gets the job done, but it's not perfect by any means.
When I'm making a list for anticipated or game of the year, the way I do it is I just go off the top of my head and start throwing out games, and like I'll do one. List the game and then go like down the line, and then when I start remembering other games, I'll like slot them in above or below other games, and that's how I end up doing it. And then for anticipated, I end up looking up a list online of upcoming games, and that helped me fill things out.
It's gonna be awesome. Let us know in the comments below your top 10 most anticipated games. We're gonna be shooting this. What?
Do you want to guess mine? What my number 1 is?
Your most anticipated game for next year is Resident Evil Requiem.
Yours is Control Resonant.
It's not Control Resonant.
Isn't it?
It is not Control Resonant.
And mine's not Requiem.
Oh, God. Is yours Control?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, oh my gosh.
We haven't even played the first one yet. Yeah. And that was one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I love Remedy. I love Alan Wake 2. I've never been more in on a game from seeing 5 minutes of footage in my entire life.
Yeah. It's going to be unbelievable. Well, like, it's so funny with the way that Remedy has built up such a large amount of good grace that they can have a slip up with FBC Firebreak and be like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is going to be... Is it going to be nominated for Game of the Year?
Yes.
I think so, too.
I mean, way too early Game of the Year predictions.
Yeah, sure. Let's start ripping them.
Wolverine.
Yep, it's going to be there.
And we're assuming that things hit their release dates.
Requiem.
Wolverine, Requiem. Why do you have 3 things up?
I'm saying Control Resonant. We both agree it's going to be there. GTA.
Saros? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think it gets there. Team Green?
Forza didn't get nominated.
If Forza Horizon 5 didn't get nominated, in the year that it came out, it will never get nominated. I firmly believe that.
If Fable comes out in 2026, and I think it will, and I think it will be good, I think it'll get nominated.
I agree there.
And then I think Gears... I don't think would be something that would get nominated.
I don't think Gears comes out this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that slips at this point.
Factor. Marvel Tokon, no.
No, fighting game. Which is, it's nuts. That should.
Phantom Blade Zero.
Do you believe in Phantom Blade Zero?
Yes. I mean, we've played it.
Yeah. It feels awesome.
Yes.
Metacritic for Phantom Blade Zero.
88?
I'm going to go 86.
Okay.
Like, it feels like it is an elite version of what it's trying to do, but like normally, like even a Stellar Blade, which is a very good version of a Souls-like type of experience, not Souls-like, but like a heavy action game, difficult parries and all that stuff that they are sort of leaning into with Phantom Blade, that's like an 81 on Metacritic. Yeah. Like it's hard to get in those 90s for a game like that.
Crimson Desert could
not
be
this
happen. Year's KCD 2.
I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think that Crimson Desert is, I just don't see it. I think that it's going to be, I assume it's going to review, like, I don't see it getting 90s. That's the hard part. And a game like that needs 90s.
I think that there will be a random Nintendo game that comes out at the end of next year that gets nominated. I don't think Fire Emblem gets up there.
It would be bold for Fire Emblem to get up there.
When we did our recollecting of the Game of the Year nominees, was Fire Emblem 3 Houses up there?
No,
okay.
not in 2019.
So then, yeah.
And that's once again a year with like Outer Worlds got in 2019 and Fire Emblem did not.
What if Judas comes out?
What if pigs fly? Like, what are we doing here, Connor? No, that's not happening.
I wouldn't be shocked if Judas comes out this year.
I'm going into the year with Judas the same way that I went into the year with Hades 2, the same way that I went into the year with Silksong, the same way. It's like, if it happens, great. Am I going to bet on it? Hell no.
Then my 6 is going to be Pragmata then. That's
I think Pragmata gets up
I
there.
think it's a good chance. It's another game that we've played and we both think absolutely rips.
Yeah. I'm
And
curious.
it's unique, and I feel like the games industry it kind of likes to celebrate unique, weird games. The other factor here is indies. Yeah.
Number 6 is the best indie of the year. What's the developer by The Witness?
I know what game you're talking about.
Puzzle game that got announced at the Game Awards. That could be in there. Connor, it has like 48,000 puzzles, and I honestly might be lowballing it. I forget what the actual number is. It's a ridiculous amount of puzzles.
The Witness wasn't nominated though, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. But once again, people are more into weird puzzle games than ever before. No, Reanimal
It's
is
giving me Inside vibes, and that was nominated.
Down the barrel, Connor. Reanimal 83 on Metacritic.
I'm very excited for that one.
Can't wait.
83.
83.
Oh, I think you're way lowballing it. Replaced?
No, games that have been in dev hell that long. I don't expect them to come out with goaty stuff.
I mean, these are the kind of games that I think would slot in as like the 6th for being like the indie of the year.
Well, that's sort of what we're talking about too. It's so interesting because the indie side of gaming, it's always they're quiet. Like you don't hear about them in the way that you have the big marketing pushes of AAA teams. And so, yeah, it's definitely a different beast when it comes to going into a year being like, what are the big indies on the year when you're not talking about sequels and everything? So it's difficult. You want to know what's not difficult, Connor? Hopping into that housekeeping, support the show over on patreon.com/co-op64, where you can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming Conversation 3 days early and a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. Oh, God. Did Connor bring the belt? Okay, you can go and get Recollecting Retro, the Co-op 64 podcast, and bonus talks. Man.
What's my name again?
Connor the Champ is here.
Yes. No, my name is Champ. It's not Connor.
Hello, is Champ here? And then at the highest tier, you can go and get your name read at the end of each every podcast we do here, and at the Connor, you threw me off. What's wrong with you? And then you can also get your a write-in for the Co-op 64 podcast, where you can get your topic read as the 4th topic.
I snuck this in. It was in my backpack, but I brought over a bunch of games for Recollecting and the console. So I think Nick just thought that the backpack was for more gaming stuff or whatever for Co-op Day. Nope, it was just the belt.
Connor,
it's freezing cold.
That's cool. It's really funny. This whole week is a lot of fun for us, obviously, but like my apartment is, before Connor came over for the championship challenge and everything, my apartment was clean. Like it was 100% clean. Like this room and the kitchen, there was no dishes. The whole table was cleaned off. My everything was clean. And then the second he comes in, well, now there's props on my kitchen table. Now there's a shit ton of games. There's so many consoles.
The Champ does not clean up after himself. He's earned the right.
I hate this so much. Twitch streams. We're not going to announce any of the streams that we're doing next week because, they're going to all be new games. Monday, I will say, is the return of group stream with me, Connor, and Brady all on the couch together. Get excited about that. Once again, I will not be saying what the games we're playing are. They're going to be good. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I will start on my next playthrough after Final Fantasy X. One of the most requested playthroughs we've ever done. And then Connor on Wednesday is coming in with an absolute banger. I looked at last year's lineup of games with Nier, Metroid Prime, and Brady Born.
Yep.
I think this year's better.
I agree.
Which is very exciting. And then if you're watching this on Friday, we're on Patreon Co-op Day. Please come in 10 a.m. on January 3rd. We're at the point where it's like, if you do anything for us this year, just come in at 10 a.m. just to hear about what we're doing with all these different updates and shows and everything. Like it is very, very important if you're a fan of this show and just anything we do at Co-op 64 to be there and get excited. And if you miss it, we're gonna have the announcement video post basically immediately after over on YouTube, so it's gonna be on your free feeds. And if you were watching that YouTube video, use that as a reminder to come and hang out with us over on Twitch. Discord, join the Discord. Over 2,800 members?
2,899 right now.
Oh my gosh. 2,800 members talking about video games, hanging out. We have we announced the next?
No.
I think we did. No, we've not announced the next community night. Community night will return in January. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss it.
But do you want to announce it?
Sure. Fuck it. We're doing fight night. Well, we're gonna set up a whole fighting game tournament and have a great time there.
It might just be one game potentially.
I think it's gonna be one game this time. Yeah, it's gonna be one game. I will send out a form to figure out what that game is going to be, and then we're just gonna see who's going to be the very best, like no one ever was. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those dates are going to be later in January. Once again, give us some grace when it comes to the scheduling side of January, especially. It is bananas. It is by far the most insane time for us because we're trying to get a lot of things on the calendar. Also, we're trying to like get ready for reviews, previews, all that stuff. And then also there's things like Dev Direct in there, and Dad has got to do his taxes too. So like all those things makes for a very chaotic January, but we will have a date for that, and there will be a form sent out for that post co-op day. We want to keep all the hype and everything going into co-op day about co-op day. But after co-op day, we'll release that form for community fight night. And if you've not joined the community yet, go and do that and play fighting games with me. It'll be fun. Merch, co-op64store.com. Review us over on Apple Podcasts and hop into the comment section down below if we messed something up during this show so we can set the record straight on the next episode. Headline: RAM price increases could see next generation consoles releases delayed. This is Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. Quote: Insider Gaming has learned that the ongoing price increases in RAM due to the rise in AI could delay the next generation of console releases. We first mentioned the rumor during our Insider Gaming Weekly episode on December 19th, where we mentioned that we had heard that there are already ongoing talks at the high levels of the RAM availability on what the RAM availability could mean for the next generation. From what we've heard, the industry as a whole is concerned about RAM availability, as it should be, and what that is going to mean for mass producing consoles at a competitive price point. Not only for the next generation, but it could also mean that yet more price increases for current generation consoles will hit us in 2026. End quote. Connor, raise the prices.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sort of where we're all at, I feel like, at this point. It's going to be price raises after price raises for current gen. But I want to talk about the first aspect of this, delay in the next generation. Where are you currently at with the next generation of consoles? Do you think that we could potentially still see them 2027, 2028? Or could we be in a spot where we're getting 2030 consoles?
I think 2030 might be pushing it, but I would not be shocked if these consoles are delayed. And I think that might be a good thing for a lot of people. I think a lot of people just recently made the upgrade to PS5. You can see that in the numbers showing that PlayStation 5 active users just surpassed PS4 like in the last year, which is absolutely insane. We've seen cross-generation games since the launch of PS5 all the way through this year. So it feels like we're really just getting the ball rolling on PlayStation 5 in 2026. And I think that with a lot of people just recently making the upgrade, they want to feel like they're getting a lot of bang for their buck when it comes to the value of their consoles. And this is also factors in for Xbox as well. But I'm mainly a PlayStation gamer, so I'm going to keep just kind of referencing PlayStation.
Also, Xbox consoles are $650, and there's not a great reason to go and buy one right now.
So if you're spending top dollar for one of these consoles, you want to feel like you're getting a lot of value out of it. Feels like a lot of game developers are just kind of finally getting out the door. Like we still haven't gotten a Naughty Dog game yet, and there's chances that it would not release on PS5, or at least it would be a cross-gen game had they stuck to the original plan of 2027. Give the developers time, give players more time with their console, and let developers really get comfortable with this and be able to cook and make something special utilizing the current tech. As somebody who really enjoys their PS5, their PS5 Pro, like I think games look fantastic. I don't need games to look much better than this. I think that games run really well and are really well optimized. And then you also factor in PSSR and upscaling technology to make them run even better. So it's like, what is the rush really at the end of the day? Like I personally don't have this feeling of a need for a new console. So if it ends up taking a little bit longer because of these RAM prices, great. The only downside to it is that the prices for current consoles are probably going to go up because of the astronomical price of RAM, and these next-gen consoles likely will have to meet that price standard as well. So if you want to build a new PC, that's going to be exceptionally expensive for the next few years. If you want to get a PS5, right now is the time to do it. I would say Xbox, but they've already raised the price so much that I feel like you missed the boat if you want an Xbox. But in the next year, the PS5 will go up in price. The Switch 2 will go up in price.
The Switch 2 is the big one for me, yeah.
So if you want one of those consoles, I would say get it now if you can. But I understand that like everybody is in a different place when it comes to their financial situation, and the economy's not exactly the best. So like people are tightening up when it comes to their spending. So I don't know if you want to necessarily spring on something like that. Maybe you stick with the PlayStation 4 because you still got a lot of games coming out for that console.
Mega Man coming out in a couple of years for PS4.
Yeah, so I don't really blame anybody for not really wanting to spring on the new hotness. And when I say the new hotness, I mean a console that's been out for 5 years. It still feels new though.
2020, Connor, it's 2026.
Yeah.
It's 2026. We're talking about a console that came out in 2020.
So, I think that there's a lot of negatives when it comes to this, when it comes to the pricing, but I think there's a lot of positives as well. That if this ends up coming out, the PSX ends up coming out in 2028, late 2028, 2029, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. I think that this is not a great thing just across the board. I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, like I love my console, but guess what? We're down to this. The cause of getting delayed consoles is also gonna be the cause of the reason that the next console is gonna be $1,000. So we can all enjoy the fact that like it's going to be pushed down the line a little bit more, so we can enjoy the PS5 generation, the Xbox Series X generation a little bit more before having to spring on that next console. And hopefully the goal is like in a perfect world, removing this aspect. Yeah, I would love 10-year console cycles because I don't want to go and upgrade all the time. I like my PS5, even with a game like Monster Hunter Wilds, which was damned for running poorly on PC at times and not running the best on console, I'm like, still runs great. It still looks great. Like this console is doing basically everything I need it to do, and that's why I consistently go turn my PS5 on compared to my PC when it comes to most games. But like the reality of the situation is the reason that we're going to be not getting consoles in 2027, if that does happen, I hate the belt so much, is a giant RAM increase that is like the price is going up in such a way that the console is going to be way more expensive. Like I think that in the long run, even you can like do the quick math, being like, okay, if the next console would have been 700, but now it's 1,000, and then the console after that would have been 1,000, but the next one's gonna be 1,500 due to the RAM price increase due to AI. Now we're talking about if those things are elongated, you're still spending the amount that you basically initially would to get the new console at a normal cycle. This sucks in my opinion, just like across the board. You don't want video games to be more expensive. I also think that like there is a serious price ceiling when it comes to entertainment, and especially the video game space, where there are certain players that are so down. I think about a good friend of ours, Braden, who's like, yeah, like I'm gonna get the new like SD card, whatever the new piece of tech is, he's gonna go and hop in on it immediately because he plays a ton of video games. There's a ton of consumers like that will always get the new thing. I would say you and I are basically in that boat too. It's like if there's a new console, we're gonna be there day one. I
bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, if that tells you anything.
And then like Steam Deck or a Steam Machine when that comes out, and we'll bring that into the conversation here in a moment. They're like, that's gonna be a day one purchase for us. But there's a lot of people that are not that. I mean, once again, a majority of gamers are 1 to 2 game a year gamers, right? Like they're not this massive influx. The majority of video game people do not watch shows like this. You know, like there's more majority of video game people don't know what Control Resident is. Like that's way over their head. They are playing Madden, they're playing Call of Duty, they're playing Roblox, they're playing Fortnite, and that's what they're doing with their time. Playing some Minecraft, Rocket League, whatever. Like I was hanging out at a New Year's Eve party last night, chopped it up about Rocket League for like 20 minutes. Just Rocket League's awesome, but like that's all that guy played. Like that's all he was able to go and talk about. He's still a gamer, he's still having a great time. He's not looking to go and shell out $1,000 on the new console because it's too much money. $500, sure. $600, yeah, maybe, if you understand it's going to be a long purchase. But the second we are starting to talk about with the next generation having, if it's $1,000, that's a shit ton of money. That is a large sum of money.
The hope here would be that they delay it long enough for production to catch up with the influx of need of RAM, and maybe the prices will come down and be a little bit more reasonable, and then we'll be looking at something more comparable to a PS5 or PS5 Pro when it comes to pricing.
But the issue there is we're talking about a graph that is just shooting off, just straight up when it comes to the demand for AI. And that means the demand of RAM is going to go and increase with that. And so the prices are going to eventually stabilize. The question is, I think that graph is going to perfectly coincide. The stabilization is going to happen when the demand is like already met. And that's not going to happen for quite some time. So like now we're talking about like
that's the thing. It's like you wait 2 years, they build these data farms or whatever they're building, and they take all the RAM, and then maybe once they're built, then you're not hounding a bunch of RAM and trying to get even more of it. Hopefully, you would imagine, or the AI bubble pops and the need for RAM goes completely out the window. But that would have really bad adverse effects outside of that anyway. So like I don't know what I'm really hoping for here.
Well, I think that we've said it for a long time. Like there needs to be, in my opinion, a global shift on what the discussion around AI is, and there needs to be regulation. Like we're talking about. And somebody mentioned this. There's more regulation on a sandwich at Subway than there is on AI right now. Like on the things that have to go into it to make sure that it is okay to get out the door compared to AI, which is basically just a free-for-all, it feels like. And so regulation will hopefully cut back on some of the need for what seems like an endless growth point, because we're talking about massive companies that look at AI and be like, this is so much dollar signs, so many dollar signs. Just like,
it's the new frontier.
Yeah, like this is how we're going to go and make all of our expanse and growth. And you look at Microsoft, who's investing so heavily into AI. It's like, yeah, you're a tech company. Like, of course, you're going to go and look at this as a golden goose opportunity, but also by doing it, you're going to there's going to be massive impacts on multiple different sectors of the technology market. And then just honestly, the tech market's so big when it comes to global economy. We're talking about a major shift. And so, yeah, this is pennies to them when they're talking about, we're going to have some console increased prices. But when it comes to this show and what we're talking about, it's like, this is going to affect in a negative way that could delay consoles a year or two. But once again, I would not expect AI in a year or two to plateau at this point. Like, I don't think that it's going to stop unless there are massive regulations in there. And as of right now, like, I don't think that those regulations are coming. Yeah. So like, we're just at a point where I think that, my prediction at this point, it's 2026. I think that the plan would have been to announce the next console in the summer of 2027 and release it in the winter of 2027. Yep. That was the plan. That's what's on Sony's big board on the whiteboard. That there's dates there being like, yep, that's what we're doing. I think that got erased probably very early last year, or when AI really started cooking, maybe around summertime.
Yeah, there were stories about them wanting to release in late 2027. I feel like midway through last year or later than that.
And then I think that they went and probably erased it and then said summer of 28. And I bet that in the past few weeks they've released it and now it's late 28. I don't think that they're in 2029 territory yet because they want to go and have that next influx. It goes back to the fact that there are so many gamers that day one will purchase your thing. And I understand that like PlayStation and Xbox, even like the fans will go after that no matter what day one. And so it's like, you do want to get your console out as soon as possible. People that are like, no, like they're going to wait because like they don't care. They don't want money. They're like the way you get money is you go and you every 7 years are able to recycle fans to go and buy a upgrade to the product that they have. If they could, they would Apple the thing and make it yearly. Yeah. But like the tech jump is so not large enough to do that every year. So you do it every 7 years, every 8 years at this point, it seems. But I do think that pricing is going to be pretty damning when it comes to the next gen. The next big aspect of this was we've talked PlayStation, we talked X, we talked a little bit of Nintendo in there. The Steam Machine's supposed to release in the next 3 or 4 months. I want to start here. Let's get bold with it. Do we see the Steam Machine next year?
I don't know. I feel like this is really hard to predict. I don't even know what advice I would give to them. Like, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Like, don't send this thing out to die. But also, do you just hold on to it for an extra year? Like, you've already announced it. Do you also hold on to something like Half-Life 3 because you can't release this console? I don't know. I don't know what the right call is.
I think that here's the right call, and it's not going to be a call that anyone wants to hear. You get the console out the door, and the price is just ridiculous. Yeah. And you go and bank off the goodwill being like, hey, we kind of are screwed over here. This was supposed to be $750. It's going to be $1250 now. And like you see the parts that are going inside this thing cost more money than we're going to even be making on it at this point. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Honestly, if they're smart, they would rip those things apart and just sell the RAM themselves. like I don't
That's
know.
so funny.
Like
That's probably true.
Like at this point, they make a lot more profit margin on it. Yeah, this sucks. Can you imagine?
That's insane. That's the reality that we're living in.
I think that that is my answer. I think that that's the right result of all this.
Which sucks.
It completely screws over that
it's
system.
Completely out of their hands. Too.
Yep. And the same way that Xbox, it's really funny because Xbox does have the just like it's like a complete cycle of they went and are like, we have to raise the prices because AI is like forcing us to with the RAM prices, and they're also like funding some of the most like most money into AI, and it's like, you're causing this, dude. Like, this is all you, man. But like, yeah, this, I do think Xbox is in a spot, PlayStation's in a spot where you have to raise the prices. You have to get out the door with a price that you feel comfortable with. I'm very curious to see where, like, I don't know exactly what's in the Switch 2 when it comes to processing power and stuff like that. Like, I that's completely out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
and
I'm right there with you.
Get in the comments.
I think it's an AMD chip, but like, once you get outside of NVIDIA, for me, with like it's very easy to read what is better than
the next one.
Yeah, so it's like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It's like those just go in order of power. And then for AMD, it's like 9700s. I'm like,
there's an X in there for some reason. You're like, what? But yeah, I'm curious where the Switch lands, because I would not be shocked. Easiest prediction, we'll do a predictions episode for the year. The easiest prediction is all the consoles that are currently on the market will have a price increase. That feels like a guarantee in my mind.
This all just sucks because I'm not really interested in AI and like generally am put off by it. So like I don't even get any of the positives of it. I just get all the negatives, and it's completely out of my hands. Like, well, it's like, okay, like whatever happens, I guess, and I just have to take it.
Connor, with a new tech frontier like this, there's going to be winners and losers. And the winners are the people that are going to be actively making money off of it. And the losers are going to be the people that are losing their fucking job and also having to go and spend more money on products that was cheaper in the past, like RAM.
But with like new technology, like the internet, with the .com bubble, it's like, well, okay, like the internet and a lot of these websites are like powerful and important and are going to make are fun to be on and will make your life better or whatever. And there was an AI or a .com bubble like back in the day, and like you said, winners and losers and all that. But like at the end of the day, we got something really positive out of it. I don't know, outside of like the medical field with AI, if we're gonna get something like really positive and great for like the average person. So it's just like with phones, it's like, okay, like at the end of the day, like there's these massive conglomerates going after this new technology of like smartphones or whatever, and the consumer gets this really beneficial product out of it. It's just like, I don't see that with AI.
I completely agree. Headline: 007 First Light has been delayed by 2 months. This is Chris Scullion over at BGC. Quote, the game, which is IO's first take on the iconic Bond franchise, was originally set for release on March 27th, 2026. Now the studio has confirmed that 007 First Light's new release date is exactly 2 months later on May 27th, 2026. In a statement posted on the game's official X and Blue Sky accounts, IO Interactive CEO and game director Haka Abraka said the extra 2 months were needed to apply final polish to the game and ensure its long-term success. End quote. Con, we talk about the influx of games often. There's just so much to play. Is that where you're at with 007, where you're like, I didn't need 007 in March? Or are you fine with this? Or are you like, no, I needed some 007 in March?
I will say, oh wait, this is your most anticipated game. I will say,
no, it's not. You know my most. I've said it.
Oh, Forza Horizon 6.
Yeah. Okay. Skirt. Come on, dude.
I think you said at one point, I think before Forza
before
was announced. This is not in my top 10 most anticipated for next year. Lots. We talked about
it's a great year.
A lot of great games already announced. Great year. I don't think there's a deluge, like I said earlier. Like there's not like way too many, but there's a solid, I think, 20 games that I'm excited for. And this is in that top 20 for sure.
2025 going into the year, were you more excited for that year's lineup or this year's lineup?
That is really difficult for
because
me
we
to say.
knew.
Well, going into 2025, a lot of people were saying this is going to be the best year in gaming ever.
A big part of it was GTA and Nintendo launch console.
Exactly.
Until we thought new Mario.
Yes.
And so those were the two tent poles. We didn't get either of them in the end. But then it was, okay, we have Xboxes. We, at that time, were like South of Midnight, Doom. We're probably getting Fable. When the year started, we thought we were getting Fable. And that was the big thing there. The Outer Worlds 2, some great games by X. We knew about Clear Obscure. We didn't know what it was going to be, obviously. And then PlayStation was Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei.
I prefer PlayStation's lineup for 2025, I think.
Yeah, if you said otherwise, I'd be shocked. But obviously, I prefer this year's lineup because of Marvel ToeCon being part of it. And
but
Wolverine.
for Xbox, I'm more excited for those titles. I think this is their strongest lineup that they've maybe had in the last 10 years.
Like I would say, this is the strongest Xbox lineup ever.
If they all hit,
they're all good. If they all hit, and you get Halo, Fable, Gears, and Forza, it's the
but then from a
third
party perspective, also like you gotta look at that, and I think that like Capcom really crushing it. Then you have something like Romeo's a Dead Man. I'm really excited for that one.
Reanimal, you brought up, that's exciting.
Replaced. So I think that 2026, I'm more excited than 2025.
Now getting back to the story, 007.
Not shocked that this is getting delayed. The big story I feel like that we saw around this game when we've seen more in-depth trailers for it has been about the performance, and I feel like that's what this delay is for. Get it in tip-top shape, kind of put those issues to bed, so the next time you do show it, it's running really well, and then come out and kind of hopefully light the world on fire when it comes to third-person action adventure games like Uncharted. We're not getting a lot of those. We're getting two this year.
I was going to say it was Tomb Raider.
It's cool.
The remake for Tomb Raider for this go around.
It's cool to get more of those, and I think that IO has a ton of pedigree when it comes to the Hitman series. That they have a lot of goodwill behind them as well. I feel like generally gamers aren't like super excited about this. So I think the way that you need to get people in is if it has a lot of great word of mouth.
This game, in my opinion, is such a slam dunk of you need a preview event. You need media to get hands on with it. And I think that if you are able to go and get like a good action sequence, almost like getting the full sequence, but getting press hands on for Uncharted 4's level that they showed at E3 with all like Drake swinging with the driving around in that one city, you know what I'm talking about.
That's the best set piece in the series.
It's so good.
I think.
Uncharted 2, come on, man.
I think the cruise ship is up there for me as well. I think the cruise ship is better than everything in Uncharted 2.
You're nuts for that. I completely disagree. Completely disagree. I think the train sequence in 2 and then the final sequence in Lost Legacy is also unbelievable.
It's better than the train sequence in 2 for sure.
But Uncharted 2 having the train sequence when it did, that set the standard for action set sequences, in my opinion, for every medium ever. Like, it is that good.
My fear with 007 First Light is that it falls more into the side of Mafia the Old Country than Uncharted 4. I think there's potential for that.
What does Mafia the Old Country have on?
81 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Do you think it was higher or lower?
I thought it was going to be lower. Mafia the Old Country on Metacritic has a 73. Connor did not expect that.
Wait, what does it have for user scores?
7.7.
Okay.
I will say, by the way, people were like, when we did the friendship test, they're like, the highest score that you gave this year was 7, or the lowest score you gave was a 7. And I was like, yeah, I didn't beat Mafia. I didn't beat Episode on the Left, games that I would definitely be lower on than a 7. Episode on the Left, maybe not, depending where that narrative went, but I was not feeling that game at all. I think that, the fear is you land closer to Mafia than you do with Uncharted 4. But my thing is, it's IO. Like, I believe in this team enough where it's like, I don't see IO releasing a game like this with this team and not being in the 80s on Metacritic. I don't see it. This might be bold. Like, I think that is like close to impossible.
I hope you're right.
Once again, I'm not saying it's gonna be a 90. I think that it's kind of impossible for it to be
nothing
below.
From the footage so far that we've seen has screamed 90 or above for me.
But I think also nothing from the footage has screamed beloa an 80. I think that
I think it screams 82.
Sure. I'm fine with that. And once again,
you're fine with that,
Connor. I don't think you realize how desperate I've been for this game. Like, we've been covering video games now for over 2 years. We've never had this. We've not had a game like this. We've not had a pure shooter action adventure game in 2.5 years. Like, there's nothing you can point to from PlayStation first party. There's nothing you point through by Xbox. There's nothing you can point to. Like, we've been doing like. This is nuts that we haven't had this, and this is my favorite type of video game. I just want this. Like, I just want this so badly, and so
Is this the year you getting a Hitman?
I will say this does give me some time to play some Hitman on stream. And that's where I would do it most likely is stream it.
I'm trying to hop in VR.
World of Assassination in VR.
Apparently, it's fucking amazing. The one clip that I've seen to point to for like the quality of that experience is like you have to like sneak in, and this is kind of every story when it comes to Hitman. You have to like sneak into a location, but you can't like carry a gun in there or whatever. Yeah. I literally saw somebody, you have full like hand like motion controls or whatever, to like take the gun and kind of just like throw it over the wall or whatever, and then like go in and do everything, and then like go to that location and pick up the gun and then like go take the guy out or whatever. It's like that's fucking awesome.
Oh, I did get a text from my amazing sister-in-law, your wife, saying, "Yo, where's your Goaty list at?" Yeah. So I got to send that over later today. I am stoked about this game. It's it's in my top 5 most anticipated. It's not. I will say I took the deep breath. It's below GTA 6 for me now, where GTA 6. After playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it reminded me a lot of how good Rockstar is. Like GTA 6. People are gonna be like, how? Because once again, Forza is my number one. People are like, how is Forza? And it's like, you don't play Forza, dude. Like, it's so good. There's nothing else like Forza Horizon games. They're so good.
Like the hype for me for GTA 6 is lowered because it's a foregone conclusion. Like I feel like I know exactly what that game is. It's gonna be a Rockstar game. They have their own little weird idiosyncrasies in how they develop their games, but that's what makes them really unique. It's gonna be sprawling. It's gonna be massive, and it's gonna be another GTA game. Yeah. And I'm all in on that, but I don't know. Like, I'm not like overwhelmingly hyped for it in the same way that I am with like Resident Evil 9.
Well, the thing is, I'm not itching for it.
Yeah.
I'm itching to play 007.
Okay.
I'm itching to play some Resident Evil Requiem, right? Like, those are games that are like, dude, like, are you
going to play 8 before you play Requiem?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it real badly.
Really good.
I know. Well, sure.
And it's like RE4 too, in first person.
Yeah, but also, so I got through the whole Lady D sequence when I first played RE8.
That's the best sequence, probably.
Shout out, mommy. But like,
I got through. Mean the castle is really awesome. I'm not talking about specifically Lady D.
Shout out. But it like, this was such a fun game and experience. I literally went and traveled immediately after and wasn't able to. I didn't have my PlayStation 5 on me for months. So I would like to get back to it. I literally own the game. So like, I want to play it, but I don't think that I'm going to need to.
VR,
Connor,
I would
VR.
shit my pants. I'm playing RE4 in VR, and like that game's not particularly scary, but it's
RE4 scary.
Really stressful when you have somebody like running at you.
I to be honest with you, I would legitimately crap my pants if I played RE8 in VR.
Yeah,
I would no, I'm not joking. Like, something would jump out at me and I would lose bodily function and I would take a dump. Like, that's what's up. I have
screamed playing
VR?
like Metro Awakening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like where something like just catches you off guard and like it's very easy to be really immersed in it and just jump back or whatever. It's hard. I'm afraid of like jumping into my TV or something.
So something we didn't discuss with the story though was this game is officially coming out the day after GTA 6 was originally supposed to come out. Do you think that we're going to see more and more delays into the summer window now that people don't have the stress of GTA coming out on May 26th?
Yeah, I guess I could see that happening. I think that a lot of developers probably are also looking at November and being like, that's not coming out in November, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
But you don't want to take the risk.
I think that every single team right now has an October date. Everyone's coming out in October. Everyone's coming out in September. Wolverine is October.
Yeah.
I think Wolverine is October 2nd was Ghost of Yote.
Something like that.
Whatever that day is for this upcoming year, that like the first weekend of October or the last weekend of September, that Friday, we will get Wolverine. I would like almost guaranteed in my mind. Because like also Insomniac, if I believe in anyone to be able to like hit a date and make sure that their game comes out at a certain time and like really they go all in on it, I believe in this team to be able to do that. I wouldn't be shocked if we see more delays. We've already seen one though with Saros, like be able to go from that March to April 30th date. I think that we've talked Marathon could have been a major factor there because that game's coming out in March now supposedly. And so I'm excited about this, but also just like this is a game that I really wanted in March. Because as of right now, Connor, I don't know if you know this, as we look to our calendar and for those who don't know, our business calendar, I go and also put new game releases and like how we're going to go and be covering games. Like February is stacked for us when it comes to like core reviews. We'll review Mario Tennis Fever. We'll review Resident Evil 9. We have a lot of yellow in there, like Romeo's the Dead Man. Yellow means we probably will try to review it, but we might not get to it. Reanimal, Neo 3.
I am almost positive I will play Reanimal.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But then when we get to March, as much as it's like March is like a good month, it's not like I needed one of those March games because it used to be Saros and 007, and now it's Pokemon Pokepia replaced Crimson Desert Mouse PI.
Yeah,
and
I think of those games, the one that I'm most likely to play is Mouse PI, maybe.
Yeah, which is pretty bananas
which I'm
to even
not
think
like
about.
super stoked on by any means.
And then this game, by the way, as I go and move it down to where it is now releasing for 007 First Light, it's 2 days before Lego Batman. And that's like, I would be excited to play Lego Batman. But you think that I'm going to boot up Lego Batman when I got 007 on the PS5? Hell no. So yeah, I think that like, I kind of wish it stayed in the March range. But
in between Resident Evil and Pragmatic, there's just not a lot. Pragmatic will be the next game that I'm like super stoked about.
Like Replace is gonna be fun. We'll definitely get a review out for that, I assume.
Maybe.
And then Connor, we're gonna get super into Pokemon Pokepia. There is a vowel somewhere in there, by the way. This is just misspelled. It's Pokopia or something in there. There's an I. But yeah, March is a weaker month than like if you said like a month ago. March, you'd be like, oh, dude, Saros, 007. Like, it's going to be banging. And now it's completely vacant, basically.
Also
besides
Crimson Desert. For a lot of people.
For a lot of people, Crimson Desert. Like, that's a major big three for a lot of people. And then now it's definitely easing up in a way that I'm like, I'm curious to see where a lot of these things land. I'm also very curious about, like, when's that first day to play? Because, like, we will get something in... and then also, where's the first Nintendo Direct? It's February
Usually
or January.
yeah.
And then... the big question on everyone's mind, I would bet basically anything at this point. March, it's going to have one of the Xbox games. March or April, it's going to have one of the big boys from Xbox.
With having 4 games to release in 2026, you need to have something come out in the first third of the year.
Yep. And so I think that you do 2 at the end of the year, you do a game in the summer, and then you do one in the first quarter. And I think it's Fable.
You know what we're playing in March?
What are we playing?
Black Flag or Sands of Time.
You're so right. You're so right. Black Flag remake in March is so perfect.
Yeah.
Like that feels. That's so, Connor. Sometimes on this show you impress me. Not with this whole belt situation. That's stupid. But
my name's Champ. Remember it. Say my name.
I hate him so much. But it's going to be a great time nonetheless. And once again, I'm excited to just cover a lot of these games with you in the next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's so funny because I'm like, can't wait for co-op day. That's all I'm going to say. Just can't wait for co-op day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Headline. Mark your calendars because Bloober team is teasing an announcement for February 15th. This is Johnny Flores Jr. at The Gamer. Quote, as if December 31st, 2025 or January 1st, 2026, depending on your region, wasn't already filled with a number of gaming-related announcements, including the launch of Pokemon's 30th year celebration, plus Persona's own 30th anniversary website. Bloober team decided to up and launch a new website teasing what we'll assume is a new game. If you have a minute and navigate all the way to... I'm not going to lie, it's supposed to be random letters.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of random letters.com. You'll be met with a countdown clock ending 45 days from now, which is February 15th. As it stands, we know the tagline is dare to peek into the darkness, end quote. And some fans think they have a few ideas as to what the URL means when you unscramble things. Quote, remove your old dreams, chosen seer, end quote. Is the going guess right now among social media users, end quote. How did this team, dude?
Yeah, Are they Obsidian over there?
Yeah, they're drinking that Obsidian juice, dude.
Yeah.
They're sharing whatever the water is over at Obsidian. Bloomer is taking a swig.
There's no shot it's Silent Hill 1.
I think it's totally Silent Hill 1.
Really? It feels way too soon.
I think that a remake like Silent Hill 1 isn't as demanding, maybe like with some of the engine work that they already have set out for Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah.
And how big is Silent Hill 1? It's not as long as Silent Hill 2 was,
I think
right?
it's very similar.
Yeah. I think that there's a chance that they go and just gas pedal it. Like they have mentioned wanting to do Silent Hills basically annually and everything with major Silent Hill releases. It's like I wouldn't be shocked if I wouldn't be shocked if this is February 15th. It gets announced. It's Silent Hill 1 remake and it's out the door in October.
Interesting. I feel like that's way too quick of a timeline. Isn't there like Silent Hill Townfall or something?
There's another one in there
out there. I feel like that might be next year's or this year's Silent Hill potentially. It might not be like a big release, but it's a Silent Hill in 2026. I could see this getting announced potentially on the 15th and coming out over a year later. I feel like that's not smart.
I also don't think that it's smart to set up a 45-day countdown clock.
But also this tagline, remove your old dreams, chosen seer, if that's what the URL is on Scrambled. I played Silent Hill 1 this year, and I don't remember anything that would reference something like that.
Isn't there DLC with dreams for Silent Hill 2? But that's already come out. Yeah,
has it?
I think so.
I thought it was rumored, and it never did.
Okay, maybe.
I never saw any footage for it. I feel like I would have at least seen like a trailer or like something pop up in my like YouTube subscription feed for IGN or something like that.
Yeah, there's no official release date for the Born from a Wish DLC.
So could it just be the DLC?
You're not doing 45 days of countdown for a DLC.
Yeah, it's
you're
weird.
not. This has to be a new game.
Weird.
Konami's weird, but you're not doing 40. Connor, that's stupid. That would be legitimately stupid and frustrating. I don't think you want to get your fans that excited about this. The Born from Wish DLC is like a fine thing to go and put in a state of play and have a quick moment or something like that. But you don't want to go and
I think
amp
it could
up.
be a new game too. Like, could it be like a new Layers of Fear? I feel like that franchise has at least some pedigree. Some people like those games. I played one of them back in college and didn't love it, but it's notable at the very least. You could get some hype behind it by doing this lead up, and I feel like the turnaround for something like Layers of Fear would be quicker than a full on Silent Hill 1 remake.
That's fair. But dollars to donuts, your prediction for this in 45 days, February 15th, where I'll probably react to it because I have no life and no friends. When this happens on February 15th, are you going and stepping up? And your prediction for it is what?
New game.
Mine is Silent Hill 1 remake. Headline: Marvel's Blade dev is, quote, super proud of the special game it's creating, end quote. This is Sam Sapoli over at Insider Gaming. Quote, Marvel's Blade development team has been hard at work, and they have called the title a, quote, a special game, end quote. Spotted by Game Rant, an Arcane and Bethesda-focused content creator recently asked the developer for an update on Marvel's Blade as a Christmas gift. To everyone's surprise, the studio/co-creative director Dinga Bakuba arrived with a minor update on Marvel's Blade via a reply on X, confirming the development is indeed progressing well. Bakuba stated that the team is working hard to develop the title and that, quote, everyone is super proud and outdoing themselves, end quote. The developer also asked players to be patient as this, quote, will be a special game, end quote, and it hopes to meet the, quote, high standard, end quote, they have set for themselves and the players, end quote. Connor, I hate to say it, it's a very weak news week when we're pulling just a quote basically from somebody when it comes to the dev time of Blade. But it's also exciting that we're getting word about Blade. This game feels like it's so far in the ether that it could have been like a 2028 game, even when it got announced in 2023.
Yeah.
But
Deathloop came out in 21. So, I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
This team's been cooking on this probably. I wouldn't be shocked if this comes out this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It's definitely possible.
Connor, Dev Direct.
No way.
I think it's impossible. Dev Direct, this is where I'm at. Dev Direct will be three things, in my opinion. Fable, Forza Horizon 5. I think that's all we get from Massive Team Green.
Could we get the Starfield update?
Yeah, sure, something like that.
The 2.0 update that's apparently going to fix everything.
And comes to PlayStation, sure.
And
something
Switch.
Like, yeah. I'm saying that when it comes to the big four that we talk about, Fable, Forza, Fable's coming out in April, Forza's coming out in July, and then we get something else Xbox coded, and then I think that we get one of those Sands of Time remake or a Black Flag remake or something like that. So I'm not expecting a lot. With that being said, it's like if it drops that we're getting the Blade, like we're going to Arcane Leon, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
I have full confidence that this game's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's Arcane. They don't really miss. Dishonored 1 and 2 are fantastic. Deathloop has its detractors for sure, but I think that it's hard to deny at least some level of quality there. So I have full faith in this team to deliver the goods. I imagine this is a third-person action game, which is a little bit different than what they have made in the past, but it's kind of like Playground with Fable. It's like the studio... It's not their general wheelhouse, but they have so much quality out there that even if they're going and trying something new, you just have to kind of assume that they'll still deliver the goods.
I'm still on the showcase mindset right now. We're seeing this at summer, not Summer Game Fest, but Summer Showcase this year. That would be a great way to close out that show. Yeah,
for sure.
Like I think that's kind of a slam dunk.
And
of
if it comes out
next
in the fall, like I think that is the best Xbox year if everything goes as planned, as announced, that they've ever had.
I wouldn't be shocked though if this is Summer Showcase. We see it at Dev Direct next year, and it's March.
Where is State of Decay 3, Nick?
Connor, that is what that happened on Grading Nintendo's year. Yeah. So for those who don't know, go check out Bonus Pod. We just wrapped up a great series, in my opinion, of breaking down Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation's year, 3 different podcasts. And I was like, yeah, like we don't get like too many 1, 2, 3 hits at the start of Showcase or end of Showcase, and talking about the Switch 2 showcase that we got to announce the Switch 2 and everything on April 2nd this past year. And I was like, yeah, so we got Dustblood and we got Kirby Air Riders, Donkey Kong Bonanza. We don't get that a lot. I was like, maybe like 2024 Xbox Showcase, and Connor I was like, where it was like Doom, State of Decay, and then I think Cleric's Cure might have been the third game. Connor's like, State of Decay wasn't in that showcase. And I'm like, yeah, it was. And he's like, what?
They showed another CG trailer, right?
Yeah,
how hard is it to make this video game?
There was some over-the-shoulder gameplay looking shots in there, but no UI, no like very like
it's very strange.
Insane. The fact that State of Decay has survived,
announced in 2020 for the like launch showcase for the Series X.
Maybe we see State of Decay at Dev Direct. Dev Direct, we'll probably get news on it literally in the next week about like what's going to be there.
I heard a rumor of January 10th.
Oh my god, dude.
Or saw a rumor. I think it was on Gaming Leaks and Rumors or something.
I would do anything for January 10th. Because like next week is gonna be so much fun for us, where it is getting back into the swing of everything, right? Yeah. And like if we get to come in with Dev Direct predictions, are you kidding me? Even though that's been
it's nice to reload on just presentations in general,
it's
like
so much fun.
State of Plays and Directs or whatever. Like after the September ones, it's like, okay, well, we have Game Awards and that's it. And
but then now it is Dev Direct, Nintendo Direct, and State of Play all within the first 2 months of the year, and we get to figure out what this whole year is going to be, which is already nuts because we already know a lot of releases for this year. Like I'm still on Control. That was the first thing we talked about on the show, was Control Resident. Control Resident, we see it at SGF release this October.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
If the timeline that they had in mind holds, that's what I expect.
Yeah, that's Keely's joint for sure, right? We're not seeing that at
I would not be shocked if that game gets delayed though. But
I don't think they can afford it.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like they have that pressure on them after FBC and losing all that money, that they're like, we need a win.
Yeah. So, by the way, Blade's gonna be awesome. Like that's pretty much a slam dunk in my mind. Great teams with a great IP. Also, Marvel Games doesn't play around, in my opinion. I don't think that they're gonna release a game that's bad.
Yeah.
Like because you have to get through Marvel also when it comes to like Marvel isn't like, here's the IP, do what you want. You have to also bring in Marvel reps to go and produce things. What are you thinking of?
Any guess?
Marvel 1943?
No, Avengers, dude.
Oh, Avengers?
That game was not good.
I mean, here's the thing. Game wasn't that great, but also I can see like Marvel execs being like, okay, so we have this voice cast and this is the story you're going after. And like it's certain things where it's not gamers that fully understand potentially when you're talking about
on paper. It sounds like a good idea in like a boardroom.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to get through like certain aspects of the business. You're not just going to Xbox with this game. You also have to go through Disney/Marvel with that too. Final headline. Me headline. I'm very excited about this.
I'm not going to say anything for this.
Oh, awesome.
I literally have nothing to say.
Headline: Riot's fighting game 2XKO is getting a full launch on PC and consoles in January 20th, 2026. This is Alessio Palumbo at WCCF Tech. Quote: following the October 2025 early access debut on PC, Riot is preparing to launch the fighting game 2XKO as a full release on both PC and consoles. An announcement trailer was published a few hours ago on YouTube, but quickly went private, which means someone had posted it beforehand. Still, even though it technically counts as a leak, it's the kind where the official source self leaks the news in advance, and so it can be considered accurate. End quote. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be my most played game in January. Like I'm going to probably put in easily 20 hours in January on this.
What about High Guard?
I'm not gonna lie, Connor. I'm stoked for High Guard.
Yeah. We're gonna like High Guard, and then it's gonna not light the world on fire, and then everybody's gonna be commenting in all of our videos, being like, "These guys like High Guard," just like they do with Concord.
Connor, I already know. So this is something we haven't discussed fully yet. Like I assume that we're gonna do a podcast that is somewhere the title is High Guard review. Like we'll have that discussion on the pod. I'm gonna give that game like a 7 or something, and then people are gonna just roast me. It's gonna be so bad. But no, I can't wait for High Guard. Like I like it, and it's not that like I expect this game to be good. I just don't have this like. I freaking love the Game Awards. I might be the #1 Game Awards fan on the planet. Like I look forward to this so freaking much, and the fact that was a massive letdown as the last announcement sucks. But that is, in my opinion, more of a Game Awards fault than a High Guard fault and everything.
I feel like this game has a huge range of outcomes with the quality for it. Like, I think it could be fantastic. Yeah. I think it could be okay. I really doubt that it's bad.
Same.
The only thing that I think might hold it back is just like not getting an audience. Yeah. And that's really it. And that's the case for a lot of multiplayer games nowadays.
But also the thing that this game does have going for it is the old phrase of like any press is good press sort of deal.
Right.
It's got a lot of press. Like it's got.
I feel like Concord had a lot of press too.
Really? Do you think that
a lot of hate?
Yeah. Well, it had hate before. Like it had a lot of. I also some of the Concord hate was just ridiculous hate. Like whereas this game, a lot of the hate is just due to it being closing out the Game Awards the way that it did.
Yeah.
So
no, I think a lot of people think it looks really generic.
I'm curious.
It's in a genre that a lot of people think that we get too many games in that genre, which isn't true either.
It's just categorically false in my opinion. Actually, no, not even in my opinion. It's false. Like we don't get a ton of hero shooters. Like we just don't. You maybe get like 1 or 2 a year compared to we're gonna probably this year get 3 to 5 notable Souls likes. This year we're probably gonna get a dozen action adventure games. Like,
extraction shooters.
Extraction shooters are
going to be
very
the new
popular.
Hotness. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, can't wait for this. This is going to be one of my most played games this year, I assume. Getting hands-on with this. I did not get hands-on with the Marvel Tokon beta. I've heard amazing things. I've watched a lot of gameplay there. But like getting hands-on with this game feels awesome. It feels so good. The tag fighting is fantastic. It's also like a perfect warm-up to Marvel Tokon because it's a 2-person tag fighter compared to the 4-person tag fighter. So getting those tags in properly and understanding that mechanic even better going into a spot where we might review Marvel Tokon and stuff like that is very exciting. So can't wait for that. Shout out to the amazing members over on patreon.com/Ep.54 that make this show happen. But before we go, real quick, this is still the December names. Just a heads up there. We're going to wait till a post co-op day to do the January new names and get the new list and everything because a lot of people sign up on that day for that amount and we want to get those people in on January. But so shout out to all these people. Also, last thing, once again, this is post co-op day. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for another year of this. It's unbelievable. We're very, very thankful. Shout out to amazing members like Jay Bubba,
Squidalicious,
Silent Hills X,
Blake is a dog,
Cash R,
Chaboy Jake,
Jacob P,
Pigeon Power,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Sir Shellis,
Raincoat,
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
Proto Dan,
The Dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Striking 1978,
Centuru,
Hook'em Horns,
Gonash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Stooby Dooby,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D.
Big Mac.
Metal Nate.
The Patty Cake.
Bear Pog.
Cowboy Jesus.
Mega.
Yogi.
Dan.
Hold'em.
Colin C.
Brack.
Voodoo.
Milky Sins.
Alex the Golden.
Andrew H.
Master Diz.
Ken. Fodder. Games.
Only One Rufus.
J-Mappy3.
Ali Benali.
Michael.
And Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation, where Connor is still the champ. Hopefully that's not the case after this episode. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Woo!